Hi everyone, my name is David Lovett-Hume. I'm the founder and CEO of Asemblr. Today's admin chat is going to be focused on events and in particular smarter event planning. A little bit of background about myself. I'm a serial entrepreneur. I've owned an events agency previously. So I would often work with admin professionals like yourselves, fulfilling your briefs for events. I ran that business for around about 3 years with a business partner. And out of that came the smarter event planning, Asemblr. Now, Asemblr is a platform that was actually built for admin professionals by admin professionals. We've been on a long journey with the admin professional community, listening to requirements, suggestions, and actually really building a platform that you guys can use to become indispensable when it comes to arranging events. Now, I'm very aware that organizing meetings and events is only one tiny aspect of your multifaceted role. And actually, a lot of admin professionals have absolutely no training in events at all. So for quite often, if you're new to the admin professional world and new to events, you're thrown at the deep end and just go away and arrange a meeting or event. And for those of you who've arranged meetings and events previously, you'll know it's not a simple, quick, and easy task. It's actually very complicated, very time consuming. And when you're trying to juggle 100 other different things as well, that just exasperates the whole process. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to share my screen with you. As you can see, we've got the Asemblr platform open right now. I'm going to talk to you a little bit about event organizing, about the Asemblr platform, and about our relationship with Executive Secretary. We're very fortunate to have an agreement with Executive Secretary and be endorsed by them as an event planning platform. As you'll all know, Lucy Brazier is not one to endorse things easily, so we feel very proud that Lucy has endorsed us. And I'm very proud to be able to present what we've built for you, again, to help you become indispensable and actually seem like a bit of a superhuman when it comes to organizing your meetings and events in the future. I think it's prudent to point out straight away that actually this platform is completely free for admin professionals. If you use this as an individual, there's absolutely no license fee. There's no additional costs to pay. It's just a tool for you guys to use. So let's delve into it. So Asemblr, the platform, as you can see, is here. This is our logo. You can search for suppliers. There's a how it works section as well. Now, the whole idea is that we bring everything together into one platform to save you time. So you can very quickly search for venues. You can very quickly search for other event services. So for instance, here you can search for a venue, transport, audio visual suppliers, catering, keynote speakers, team building companies, training, photography. There's a whole plethora of event services that you can search for. And when it comes to searching for these services and venues, you can just go ahead and search for one particular aspect. If you just need a team building company, if you've got everything else covered, it's fine. The Asemblr platform will allow you just to book one particular aspect. So let's take a look at the individual aspects, and then we'll jump into the technology and the software that was really built by admin professionals for admin professionals. So I'm sure you've all used potentially venue sourcing softwares or venue sourcing individuals. Now, the whole idea behind the Asemblr platform is that it puts 100% control in your hands and allows you to be able to narrow down your results as quickly as possible based upon relevance. So let's take a look. So we've got over 70,000 venues available on the platform worldwide. We pretty much cover most towns and cities. But for the sake of this particular demonstration, I'm going to choose London because that's where I am. Let's choose a particular event date. Let's say it's going to be the 18th of July. Just want it for one day. And you know what? This is going to be a small meeting. It's only for 15 people. So click search. Now what the system will start doing is it'll start looking at the results based upon the location, the number of attendees. So instantly, we've narrowed down the results for you. We won't show you venues that are too big. We won't show you venues that are too small. Here within the platform, you can see all of your information for the event. You can see how many venues we have. We've got 1,325 options for you. Now, most of these are individual rooms. The same venue may have 2 or 3 different rooms which match your requirements. You can view all of this information on our map function. Primarily what we find is that when it comes to booking a meeting or event, actually the first and most important aspect is the location. So whilst I've typed in London on the search criteria, actually the search criteria can be far more granular. It could be a town, it could be a road name, it could be a point of interest, it could be a tube station. So whatever's important for you, we've pretty much got it covered when it comes to narrowing down that location. And here we go. Here's our map function. So we can see instantly that what we've done is we've taken a center point in London, which actually in this case is Trafalgar Square, and it lists the different options for you. You can see down here, with the highlighted in red, this is the Trafalgar Hotel. You could go in and click onto the Trafalgar Hotel to get more information, or you can just scroll through and see now we've got the club quarters and where that's located, the Amber Charing Cross. And then if you wanted to go in and delve a little bit deeper into what's available here, you can click on View All. And that'll take you straight into that particular venue's listing. So here you can see we've got the Adam Room, we've got the Boardroom that's available, we've got the Nelson Room, the Canterbury. So there's lots of different options available here for you. Now you've probably noticed down the left-hand side as well that we've got a lot of different filters to help you narrow down those results even further. So you can filter by proposed price per person, the venue type, what it's suitable for, different room layouts, room features which are important to this particular meeting or event, venue features, and then click filter. And that will narrow down your results even further. So let's take a look at one of these rooms. Let's take a look at the Boardroom, for instance. You can click on View, and this will open up more information about this specific room. Here you can see a proposed from price per person, and you can see here that they offer multiple different packages. So you can hire it by room only, you can hire it by day delegate, and they've got a 24-hour delegate rate as well. For those of you who are new to events, day delegate rates typically include the venue hire, refreshments, light lunch, and then refreshments again in the afternoon, basic AV, etc. A 24-hour delegate package typically includes everything that a day delegate package would, and a bedroom per person as well. So let's take a look down here. You can see the photograph of the room. You can see about the room, all the available packages, what's available within those packages also. Then you can see down here the features of the particular room, the size, the dimensions, what it's suitable for, layouts and maximum occupancies. You can view a location gallery, which will actually show you more about the hotel itself. So you can scroll through, see if it's right and fitting for your particular event. And again, you've got a location map. Now, if this is all you need, then you can go ahead and inquire now. Once you click on Inquire Now, if you haven't registered, we'll prompt you to register to the system. If you have registered, it'll automatically save into your private and personal profile. But let's take a look at some other event suppliers as well. So let's go and have a look for instance, a catering company. Now I just need catering. Again, because I'm based in London, let's choose London. Let's choose a date. And let's say I want it for 30 people. Click on search. Now the same criteria comes into play. We'll narrow down the results based upon relevance. So in this case, the most relevant is the location. So we're looking for caterers in London that can deliver you exactly what you want. Now here you can see that there's various different types of catering available. So this is from the same caterers, Eden Catering, but they offer afternoon tea, they offer barbecue, bowl food, canapes, drinks packages, even a Christmas package. Down here on the left-hand side, if you've got a particular type of requirement, food type, etc., you can select down here and narrow down those choices further. So let's say I only want bowl food. Let's click on filter, and then instantly the system will remove everything that isn't bowl food and only give you the bowl food options. Again, you can click on to view more information, and you can click on inquire now, and that will go through to, in this case, it will go through to this seasoned events. They will answer that inquiry and give you a price through the platform as well. So I think you get the idea. When it comes to only wanting one aspect, it's very straightforward. And the beauty about the Asemblr system is that you can go ahead and you can favorite different suppliers as well. So if you're in a hurry, or you think that you've only got 2 minutes to start narrowing down some results, just click on favorite, and the system will save these particular options for you within your profile. So then if you have to take a call, or you have to send an email, or your exec calls you in for a meeting, then it's fine. You haven't lost your place. You've saved all of that already into the Asemblr platform for you. So as you can already start to see, those spreadsheets and emails, you don't need them anymore. You can save everything in one place in the Asemblr platform. Okay, so let's really get into a more complex operation. So I'm going to sign into my profile. Let's sign in. Now, for the very first time, you'll have to register. Once you register, we'll send you an email to verify. You have to click on that verification email, and then you can go and set your account up. Now here, it's logged me into my dashboard. Now this dashboard is there to give you a high-level overview as to what you are currently planning. So you've got all of the events you're currently planning, any favorite lists that you've made, notifications. Now all of your communication happens through the Asemblr platform. So it's all saved, it's all in one place so that you can refer back to it. It's very easy. We work with many venues and suppliers, but we do give you the option of inviting a supplier that perhaps we don't work with. Or you can invite a user. And actually, if you do invite a user, we'll donate £1 for every new user that signs up to use the platform to our charity, which is mind.org. We're all about well-being in the workplace, mindfulness, mental health. We feel like the Asemblr platform was designed to enhance mindfulness in the workplace as well. We're trying to take the stress out of organizing meetings and events by giving you all of the tools that you need in one place. It's a very stressful job. I know that better than anyone coming from the events industry. So we're trying to make sure that we support the charity behind that as well. So let's click on My Events. My Events is a unique software that we have built thanks to the feedback and the input from admin professionals. This helps you plan and book multiple events simultaneously. So when you first log in, your profile will be empty. You would only see the create new event button. But as you can see, I'm already organizing and planning multiple events. Now this is where this system becomes a pre-planning tool for you. So you'll know that maybe at the beginning of the year, you're given the brief for 4 pre-planned events throughout the year. It could be a summer party, it could be an annual conference, a Christmas party, a board meeting. And you're given, maybe the budgets ahead of time as well. Now, typically what you would do is you'd go on then, you'd go and open up a spreadsheet and you'd start inputting this information into it. And then you'd have to start contacting the venues and the suppliers individually. And as and when you get that information back, you'd have to disseminate that information into the spreadsheet, keep saving it, and on and on and on. And it's very tiresome. And it takes a lot of your time up when actually you could be focusing more and more on becoming even more indispensable to your exec. So let us take the burden of the meetings and events out of it for you by using our platform. So here you can see I'm currently organizing a board meeting, a team building event, Christmas party, my own conference, team meeting, and a summer party as well. So let's go into this and click create new event. Now, once you've been given a brief for an event or multiple events, use this system to save that information. So let's give it a new event. So let's say this is going to be exec sec live Austin, let's say. Actually, London, in fact, let's say. We know it's one of the hottest tickets on the calendar when it comes to admin professional events. So why not? Exec sec London, okay. So let's go and put in the event location. Again, it doesn't have to be a city. It can be a street name or a point of interest. So I could even type in here, for instance, Euston. So there you go, Euston Station. Let's make that the center point for this particular event. Now, go and choose your event type. Now, behind every one of these event types is a predetermined set of steps to walk you through organizing and executing your event perfectly. If you choose meeting, for instance, the specific next steps will be very different than if you choose conference. So let's go through two of the opposite scale ends of the events. Let's choose a meeting to start off with. Put in your proposed event date. Obviously, we know this can change time and time again, but the system's very easy to adapt to that. Let's say it's just going to be 1 day, 15 attendees. My budget for this actually is only £5,000. Now a color. The color is slightly arbitrary, but it helps you visually group all of your event types on the homepage that we saw before on the pre-planning tool. So for a meeting, I want to choose lemon. Now I must state that when it comes to the budget, nobody sees that. But the budget will help Asemblr keep you on track to make sure that you're bringing your meetings and events in on budget every time. I know this is a KPI for every one of you, so helping with that. So let's create this event. Now, we're into the event building tool. Here, you can see information on how to use the particular tool. You can see here the information about your event. And you can see here a few options. You can edit those event details. Like I said, something might change. It's fine, go ahead and edit them. The system will save those edits. You can invite multiple users. So it might be yourself and a colleague that need to collaborate on organizing this. Invite your colleague to be able to collaborate on this event. And actually, you can invite users to different events. So might have a different colleague that's collaborating with you on the annual conference. You can invite them only to that event if you like. Your inbox. This replaces your email inbox when it comes to meetings and events. Think of it like a Slack or a WhatsApp, all built in within the Asemblr platform for you to be able to communicate with each of the suppliers within one place and store all of that information for you to refer back to. Once you start receiving quotes, you can see here that you can quick link into those quotes. And actually, when it comes to starting to confirm some of these bookings, you'll then have the option of being able to pay your invoices via credit card or by bank transfer, and you can look at all of the invoices that are due as well. Now, because this is a meeting, Asemblr says that depending on the meeting type, you're probably going to need a venue. You might need ground transport. Now, by ground transport, we mean coach hire or car hire. You might need catering. Now, in this case, I don't need catering and I don't need transport. I need a venue. So I'm only going to search for a venue. The system automatically inputs the information into the search criteria that you've put in there for your event. So it saves you time repeating the same process. Click on search. And this is the same process that we went through earlier on in the admin chat, which starts looking for those venues based upon the location. But in this case, the center point is Euston Station. So you can see the results are very different. So you can go in, you can view these, you can make a favorite list. As I said, you can actually go ahead and you can narrow down these results based upon the filters. Now, the difference is we're into the event building tool. So let's say, yeah, I like the look of this. I just need a very plain looking boardroom. You can go to add to an event. You click on add an event, and then you can choose the event that you need to add this to. So this is only going to be good for this particular event, which we've classed as Exec Sec London. Click add event. Now you can see that we've shortlisted one venue. And what's appeared here is your budget calculator. You can see how many you've shortlisted, how many you've confirmed, any deposits due, any new quotes that have been received. And you can see here your budget that you input. Now, currently, you haven't spent any. Now, this particular room says that the from price is £30. If you want a good idea of how that's going to affect your budget, just click on there, and it will then automatically deduct from your budget. But I want to go in and I want to narrow down more results so I can go and search for more venues. And I want to add some more to my particular event builder. So then click on search and then simply go in and add some more to your event. Choose the event and click to add to event. So as you can see, you're starting to build up your shortlist. Now, as you build up this shortlist, if you needed to send it through to anybody, maybe your exec for their input, their sign off, you can use our share function here. You simply put in the person's email, click share, and the system will automatically generate a PDF with all of these options on for you. So it saves you having to, again, put all that information into your own document or PDF. It does it automatically for you. Then you can go ahead and start requesting the quotes. So that's, as you can see, that for a meeting is very straightforward. Now let's go ahead and actually create a conference. So let's stick with ExecSec Live. Let's call it London 2. I'm going to put in London as the center point. I'm going to choose conference this time so I can demonstrate the vast difference between different event types for you. So let's look at the 19th of September, let's say. Number of days, 1. Number of attendees, in this case, 150. My budget for this, I don't know, let's say it's going to be 50,000. And the color, I want purple. Let's click create. Now, as soon as you go into the event builder, you can see all of the same information's here. The different options are available. But as I go down, the set of criteria is very different. Here you can see we're recommending you book a venue. You may need ground transport. You may need audio visual with it being a bigger event. You might need outside catering. You may want a keynote speaker, photographers, videographers, event equipment, or event staff. So in this case, I don't want event staff. I don't want event catering, filming. But actually, you know what? I don't want photography, but I do want the rest. So let's go ahead and start building this event. Let's search for the venue again. And again, you'll see a very different set of venue options are delivered. And it's all based around the relevance that I've mentioned before. So let's look down here, start looking at the rooms that I want to look at. The ballroom at the Amber Charing Cross looks great. Let's add that in, add to my event. This is ExecSec Live 2, add to my event. Now let's go and look for some ground transport. I need coach hire to take people to the event. So I can look down here at different options, different size minibuses, and let's say I want this to shuttle people backwards and forwards from maybe King's Cross or the airport. Let's add that to the event. So you can see how we're starting to build up the event. Now I need some audio visual. Perhaps I need auto cue and translation. Add to my event. Choose the event that you want to add it to. Click add to event. So as you can see, we're starting to build up this, and I'm sure you can automatically see the benefit of moving away from spreadsheets and using the Asemblr system, because for the time that's taken me, although it was very short to build this event and start narrowing down the results, as an admin professional, you've probably done 3 or 4 other things that you weren't expecting. You've taken a call, you've had to answer emails, you probably booked your exec a flight or a hotel somewhere for a particular trip. So you can come back and everything's saved for you in one place. Let's add some catering. Let's say, again, I want bowl food. Bit of a fan of bowl food personally. Let's add to the event. And then finally, let's look for a keynote speaker as well. Look down here. Let's say Alistair Campbell. Add him to the event. Perfect. So now we're starting to build up the event. Now the next step is to request a quote from each of these individuals. Now here's the ballroom at Asemblr Charing Cross. We've got the start date, days required, etc. You can see what the rate includes. I've actually clicked on the day delegate rate that I want. In this case, I actually want the room layout to be banquet. For the sake of this demonstration, I'm actually going to put in here that I need 2 breakout rooms as well, the Adam and the Nelson. I do need overnight accommodation. Need to put in the date. Let's say it's going to be the 17th of September. Checkout date, the 21st of September. Room type, twins, and I need 75 rooms. If you've got any specific additional information, you can add that here. But let's go ahead and request that quote. Now that quote has gone through to that particular supplier, which is the Asemblr Charing Cross. So let's go ahead and request the quote from some others. Let's go ahead and request the quote from the minibus. And you can see in here, I need shuttles to and from airport. I'm sure you'd be a bit more specific than that, but let's request the quote. And then let's go and request the quote from the audiovisual, and then finally the caterer. In this case, I'm just going to send the quote through. And then finally the caterer. Now the reason we ask you to request a quote from each individual is because the information that each of these particular supplier types need to be able to quote you successfully is very different. Let's request a quote. Now I've requested the quote from all of these particular individuals. So if I go back into my event builder, you can see here I've shortlisted 5 suppliers. I've got 4 requested quotes, and that's because I haven't yet sent the quote request for the keynote speaker. Let's send that through as well. So it keeps you on track every step of the way. Now what we do is we look at the event platform, and we wait for the supplier to be able to answer those quotes for us. So up here, you can see we've got a notification. This keeps you up to date with all of your communications and all of your events. So this is your messaging platform. You can go in, for instance, this is for a different event. I can go in and I can see that the balance is due, and then I can go and pay for that. I can also contact the supplier, so I can talk to them through the platform. Again, it's important that you use the platform as a communication method to make sure that everything is stored in one place. Let's have a look. Now we've just received a notification and a quote from the hotel for the ExecSec Live London 2 event. Let's go and take a look at it. So they've quoted that the total event is going to be, for them, it's going to be 2,700 for the breakout, 3,250 for that breakout. It's going to be 27,000 for the bedrooms and 5,000 for the day delegate package. So the total, as you can see here, is 37,950. I can go back, I can decline that quote, but you need to give a reason. And this just helps the venue. So it could be that you've booked elsewhere. It could be that the date's changed, it's not suitable, event's cancelled, you didn't respond in time, it's too expensive. And then you can also negotiate through the system as well. In this instance, I'm going to contact the supplier. So if that price isn't quite where you want it to be, click on contact the supplier, talk to them through the system, renegotiate. Sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't. But you can contact them through the supplier, then they can reissue the quote for you, and then you can go ahead and accept it. But in this case, I'm happy with that. Let's accept the quote. We ask you to accept the terms and conditions and accept quote. Now what happens is it goes into this particular supplier's quote, gives you all of the information, and you can go ahead and pay for it. Now, typically, certainly with larger events, it might be that you need to organize one aspect at a time. It could be that you would need to do the venue now, and then you look at all the other aspects 2-3 months down the line. So again, you can go ahead and pay for one aspect at a time through Asemblr. Just click on pay. You can pay a deposit depending on the lead time of the event, depending on the the rules set out by that particular venue or supplier, or you can pay the full balance. So let's go ahead. If you want to pay by card, you can click on here, I can't pay by bank transfer, but for the sake of the demonstration, let's click on pay by bank transfer. Then you can put in the business details. Let's say it's Asemblr Limited. The details, you can store those details in there for next time and click pay by bank transfer. Now the system will automatically generate an invoice for you. Within this invoice is the total price, including the VAT, etc., the payment details to make the bank transfer. And then if this needs to go to your accounts team, you can share the invoice with them. Again, by entering the email address in, it'll go through as a PDF. You can download the invoice or you can print the invoice. So it's very straightforward for you to be able to pay for these aspects. Now, everything that is booked through the Asemblr platform is covered by the Asemblr Insurance Guarantee. And we offer you event insurance as part of the Asemblr service. And you can see here, my little notification symbol's going. These notifications would also come through and prompt you via email, by the way. As soon as you click onto it, it would log you back in. Let's take a look. And I can see that I've received other quotes. So let's go and have a look at the auto-queue and translation. Let's accept this quote. And then let's go and take a look at how this is building up into this particular event. So let's go to ExecSec Live London. You can see that I've got one deposit due. I've confirmed two. And here you can see your budget calculator automatically updates that information for you. Now, if I'd wanted to look at the other prices, for instance, I've already confirmed the room. I've already confirmed the auto queue and translation. But let's say I wanted to understand if I confirm this particular quote, I can click on here. How does that affect my budget? And then I can click on bowl food as well. And you can see how this is affecting your budget as well. So that is how to use the Asemblr platform as your new event building toolbox. Now, for those of you who are new to events, then you can use this and Asemblr will walk you through it step by step, all of the way. For those of you who are very experienced, then our hope is that it takes you away from using complex spreadsheets. It gives you time to focus on what's important, and that's your exec. And when it comes to managing and planning multiple events and doing it quickly, Asemblr will be your secret sauce. Your exec doesn't need to know that you're using Asemblr necessarily to plan and manage these events. Not that it would matter. You'd be smart for using a smarter event planning platform. It doesn't cost you anything. But you'll seem superhuman being able to turn around meetings and events so much quicker by using the Asemblr platform itself. So that in itself concludes the demonstration of Asemblr. There are vast amounts of other event technologies out there that would help you. We'll soon be partnering with two amazing event technology platforms, one called Troop Travel. And Troop Travel would allow you to be able to identify the right location to hold your event. If you've got offices spread around the world, then you can put in a certain level of information and understand from a cost-effective point of view, from a CO2 point of view, from a safety point of view, where the best place to hold that event is, and then Asemblr can go ahead and help you fulfill that event. We're also going to be partnering with a great company called Events Case. So for those larger events, if you need attendee registration, if you need a particular website or an app to be able to communicate with people on the day of the event, they'll be able to offer that as well. So this concludes the admin chat for smarter event planning. Like I said, we do have a relationship and an exclusive a relationship with Executive Secretary. You can find the Asemblr platform on the Exec Secretary website. Personally, I would advise you to go and take a look at it. Click on the link through Executive Secretary, register there, and start using the platform. Now, we're available through our chat function here for us to talk to you at any point. If you've got any questions, you can use our help function. You can even go to the How It Works section, and check out our video so that you can understand a little bit more about Asemblr and look at the different options available here as well. So it's been a real pleasure introducing you to Asemblr. I hope you like it as much as we do and the other admin professionals that have been using it for some time do. If you have any questions, like I said, my name's David Lovett-Hume. We're very open here at Asemblr. You're more than welcome to contact me directly. My personal email address is david@asemblr.com. Feel free to ask any questions, or you can jump on and ask one of the team at Asemblr through the chat function as well. I hope to see you using the Asemblr platform in the very near future. Thank you very much for your time today. Take care. Bye-bye.